Nathan, how are you?
Are we starting?
Yeah.
Jacob, I'm doing great. How
I like
you
how
doing?
you're holding your udders.
You know, because if I let it go like this...
Milking yourself? Sorry. All right, this is going to be
what a start. Wow.
No, it's worse if you let it grow.
I know, I can't let it grow.
Don't let them deflate because then it just...
I'm just going to hold my udders.
Living in a daydream. Ooh, such a sweet thing. Life on the big screen. It's such a beautiful scene, yeah.
Sorry to our, listeners. It's going to be really rustly today.
You might hear a slow hum, a low hum.
A little bit. Granted, we're not trying to cover the most educational material today.
I'd say if you're looking to be enriched today, you might want to skip this episode.
This one, please. Skip it. This is an idea we've been wanting to do for a whole year now.
Yeah.
Inspired by Adam Grumbo, actually. He said runaway cows one time. And we're like, dang, it's pretty good.
So here we are. A couple of runaway cows.
Yeah, so occasionally I'll let this thing puff up. This is so stupid.
So you guys, we thought today, in the spirit of being spooky,
Very spooky.
we'd do a spooky episode. So we asked our viewers to submit spooky stories. Stories that you'd be afraid of if they happened to you on a wedding day. And we're going to read those and give you some educational advice.
We're not
on
going to
how
make
a
this too
couple of-
long, guys.
On how a couple of cows like us would handle those situations. And what the move is.
Man, my phone can't even see my facial ID.
So we asked the question to our audience. We said,
what's the scariest thing that could happen to you on a wedding day?
what's the scariest thing that could happen to you on a wedding day?
Uh-huh.
Besides a couple of cows showing up and filming your wedding.
Couple of
We'd
runaway
actually
cows.
slay it in these outfits.
We've had some cows in the background, some
yeah.
horses. Love a good ranch wedding.
Never seen, yeah, sure. So,
Ever seen what?
nothing. I'm definitely going to cancel this episode. So I'm going to start on to the bottom. We'll just start from the top.
Yeah.
DH Cine Photo says the scariest thing to happen to him on a wedding day would be someone stealing his gear.
We've known some people that happened
We
to.
just were in a bridal party with a good friend of ours, and he just had all of his gear stolen at the end of a wedding day, at one of his biggest weddings yet
in France.
in France.
Maybe we're giving away too much info.
And his name starts with definitely a big fear of mine as well.
Man,
You, Nathan?
I'm trying to get my phone to rest on my udders, and so it can just sit here, and I don't have to do anything. I'll save my fear to talk about later. Getting your gear stolen, man. Sorry guys, this is gonna be really annoying. Again, probably skip this episode. All right, that's one out of the 50. Let's keep going, man. I can't wear my hooves.
I'm one hoofing it. I'm Michael Jackson the cow.
I tried swiping.
I'm Mookle Jackson over here.
Man, I wish this is the episode we brought a guest on.
So Emma, talk to us about the luxury
Emma,
market.
tell us about
So Lindsay and Cherish,
tell us about that-
us about what got you to where you are
that
today.
$50,000 gig you just got. Okay. Getting your gear stolen would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Flowers catch fire. The dried florals.
Did you see that video?
Which one?
They did Cold Sparks during their first dance.
I did see
And,
that.
and they had hanging florals in the venue, and it caught fire, and people died.
That happened in Iran last year, right? And 100 people died.
Yeah.
Terrifying, actually.
Horrific.
So don't laugh.
You're just completely
Don't laugh.
engulfed.
Jake,
by
people
a
died.
cow.
Okay, we're laughing at the cows.
All your batteries are dead during an outside wedding. Man, what a fear.
Why an outside wedding? Is it different for an inside wedding?
Yeah, why outside?
I don't know. Very useful. No emotions.
Been there. Horrific.
I prefer that actually. Just in and out.
Missing the first kiss. Have we ever missed the first kiss before?
Very close, but we never have. There have been times where, have we ever reverse recorded the first
I
kiss?
reverse recorded the first reaction.
But we got it on other cams.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah.
I don't think I missed the first kiss.
Yeah, never missed the first kiss. Banos World says your gimbal stops working. Been there, done that. Handheld's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, actually, just this last Saturday, my gimbal died after speeches.
Yeah.
So I was handheld.
You know what I'm just realizing? I think we're talking a lot louder.
Yeah.
Because inside these
can't hear
costumes,
you.
you just hear a fan, and so we're probably just yelling into the mics, just like, yeah, you know, my gimbal.
Josh Berman said it when a horse poops on a dress.
That one feels pointed.
What do you have against horses? Dude, our horses are the worst. They think they're all high and mighty, and you ride them, and they're all noble and stuff.
They don't get milked.
Don't have to work for the man.
Yeah.
Don't have to have their udders put to the ringer. Just
Man, horses,
galloping around.
horses live a good life.
They can live a wild life where we're fully domesticated animals.
Yeah.
You know there's no such thing as a wild cow?
Really?
There's no such thing as a wild cow. They are fully domesticated creatures.
Are you sure?
Look it up.
Wild
Look it up.
cattle?
Look it up. If cattle didn't have owners, they would die.
Hang on. I need to look that up. There are some wild
There's
cattle,
not.
it sounds
no,
like.
there's not. Like
So I
dairy
guess-
cows, beef cows. There's no such. Like I'm not talking about like.
Dude, the species like the oryx, which were the ancestors of domestic cattle, were wild. Oh, wait, but they've been extinct since the 17th century.
So I'm saying I think there's no more wild cattle. I looked it up once. That's why I'm saying with such
Are
confidence.
there any current
We are a
wild
marginalized community. We are domesticated by the man.
Do exist. Species like the aurochs.
Yeah,
which are
extinct.
the-
cattle? He won't talk because you keep talking over him. Anyway, to be determined
No, I
if
looked
they
it up
actually
'cause
exist.
I was like you. I was a disbeliever.
I didn't, but I guess
And
I'm
I was
not
like,
up to
that
date.
can't be true.
I guess
no
I'm just
wild
not
cows.
up
I
to
looked
date
up. I was
on
like,
my,
wow, they are a fully
my
domesticated
cattle
creature.
records.
In that same moment, I learned that corn was man-made.
Yeah, you didn't
I
know
had
corn
no
was made.
idea.
Yeah, we made corn, man.
Yeah, it didn't exist until man made it.
Yeah, we made it, baby. Didn't exist. Love corn. Love a good corn.
Anyway,
All right. What was the next one? We got Dylan Simpson, our good buddy. Reverse record the groom reaction. Happened last wedding. Dang.
so much for being a best of state.
I was just about to say that. Best of state Utah videographer right
Yeah,
here.
best of state. My cow booty. My my chuck roast. Is that the cow butt?
I don't know.
I think it is. What part of a cow is the butt? I should know this. We eat it.
Isn't it? It's the rump roast?
Oh yeah, the rump roast.
Yeah, the rump roast.
Yeah. Best of state, my rump.
Roast.
You run into a vendor that you know either hates you or you hate them.
Work ethic wise. That's what they said.
Truly can't say it's happened to me often.
No, I can't say that happened out in
We're pretty agreeable
pretty.
cows.
Yeah, I'd say it's important in this industry to be, professional and agreeable.
Especially in the luxury market.
Yeah, you should
that we're
learn
trying to be in.
learn to collaborate with other vendors. Can't imagine just hating somebody because they didn't want to work. I don't know.
Sure.
Hating someone work ethic wise. That's I don't know. Courtney J photo. You could not have hired Runaway Vows and Courtney J. That's a pretty spooky scenario.
Spooky.
If any of Courtney's brides are listening to this,
We're the guys you
we-
want. Hey,
we're your
hey,
guys.
We got you. What do you need? Okay, these ones actually are scary. A full SD card right before something important. That actually scares me.
yeah, we kind of just lean on this idea that SD cards for audio hold like days and days and days of audio recordings. But
Oh,
what
it
if-
just says full SD card. It doesn't say audio.
oh, I guess I was blending that with the next one
Yeah.
because the next
Yeah,
one's
we
audio.
always make sure we never run into that situation. but it does scare me. I'm a big believer in always formatting your cards before. Stop playing with yourself.
I gotta push the
It's
others
distracting.
down. I gotta.
All four of them.
Look, I don't know why yours is just sitting so nice. Mine just goes. Can't even see my face.
I won't make the joke I want to make. The pastor was in an accident on the way to the venue. I mean,
How bad?
pastor probably straight to heaven, right?
Yeah. Assume. Well.
Well, didn't say he died.
Yeah. Quick assumption of death.
Another vendor shows up hired to do your job. Impossible. We have contracts in place.
Impossible.
Man, actually, the last one we just shot, there were more cameras there than I think we've had in a while.
Yeah.
We had us two. We had a content creator, the photographer, and then
Another
the planner, content creator, and then the DJ brought a content creator who was really easy to work with.
There were a lot of cameras.
Like, there were a lot of cameras on one couple.
Didn't mind it though, honestly.
No, it was fine. Got my shots. Worked around them flawlessly, actually.
Yeah. Hardly noticed it. Let's see. Wow, this one's very specific. From Freddie the photographer. One of the tiny screws from the back of the lens comes out and falls into the lens mount.
Oof. That'll get you.
What do you even do? I'm waiting for someone to talk about the lens, like an ND filter getting stuck on there so we can tell everyone the secret to get it off.
The hoof trick.
I don't think it would work.
Oh, speaking of cameras, I remember when I dropped my camera at Erica and Jace's wedding.
And you broke it?
I didn't think it was broken, but turns out the focal plane shifted, so it looks like a tilt shift lens, and it's being fixed right now. So when you see that expensive charge, it might have been cheaper just to buy a new one. But we move.
I was about to say, you missed an opportunity.
I said that because the next one is I dropped my FX3 with lens and ND filter, but it lands on the cage and it's still fine. I feel like that was a very pointed question.
What is this one saying? Giving time to the photographer. I feel like you should be doing that. I feel like that's not a very spooky scenario.
Losing track of your schedule and forgetting it entirely. Zach, you're the wrong business, my guy.
Losing track of your schedule, forgetting it. You shouldn't. You should have
This is event videography.
systems in place to make sure that never happens.
They hire a content creator.
Not spooky
Get
at
over
all.
yourself.
You should actually start offering it in your packages. Second shooter can't make it.
That does suck.
That does suck.
But good thing you can shoot it alone.
Good thing people have
Good
shot
thing
it
it's
alone
possible
for
to do it by
decades.
yourself. When your drone has a mind of its own, no, it's always user error. Trust me. Trust me.
Multiply sound. This is coming from Boomer directly. Explosive diarrhea.
Man,
Boomer, you all right?
what wedding was it where I had to take an hour break during the reception?
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
It was last. I already remember. It was last year exactly when I found out I was pregnant, or my wife was pregnant.
Was it Danielle and Sam?
Yeah. And my stomach started hurting just out of nowhere after the
I
first
remember,
dances,
yeah.
and so I just dipped. Was in the
Just
bathroom
gone.
for like an hour.
And you just texted, "Hey, I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Fighting for my life."
I was fighting for my life.
And
I
I'm
think it
like,
was
just-
anxiety plus something I ate.
Luckily, it was a chill wedding. Turned out great, but
Now you look very natural now. Like it looks like a very fitted cow
like,
suit.
deflated my udders.
I look pregnant.
I
I don't
also-
know if my mic can hear me, to be honest. Ooh, a planner says giving the wrong address or start time to a vendor team.
Man, this one,
My head's falling off.
your head's falling off? No, it looks great. It's just kind of coming out front. All right, Max Diggsgraves said rain.
Lame.
I feel like that's not very...
What's lame?
Yeah, that's not too bad. If anything, we've seen some fantastic rain weddings.
Oh, rain.
Rain.
I thought you said lame.
No, R-A-I-N, rain.
Actually, lame's actually a slur towards cows.
Is it? Where'd you learn so much about cows?
Well, like, if you were to call an animal lame, it means they were injured. Probably going to be shot in the head.
What happens
when a
if you
lame
call
horse,
a person?
you
You
shoot-
can call a person lame,
Yeah, but we're not people, Nathan. We're cows.
but a person can be lame.
Yeah, but a cow gets shot if it's lame.
I feel like I need to fact check
So do
these
horses.
cow facts.
When a horse breaks its leg, what do you do?
You shoot it.
Yeah,
but
it's a lame
is
horse.
it called a lame horse?
Yeah. What does lame mean?
Just
Like a
not
lame
of,
dog,
Not of use.
injured, limping.
I need to fact check these.
The mothers of the bride or groom.
What?
Oh, that's your biggest fear about a wedding.
The mothers of the bride. or
Moms
the-
can be
the
scary.
Momzillas.
Moms usually love us, though.
Moms do love us.
Moms love us.
Yeah, you got to win over the mothers.
We were selling a planner this the other day that we're good with moms.
We are. We're good with moms.
Big mom guys.
Moms, yeah, they're usually top priority for who we're trying to impress. The mothers.
Sure.
Because maybe they have other kids getting married and they're going to need us. SD card malfunction, Jacob.
Classic.
And you lose everything on it just after the recessional.
Once I got the audio of the groom during vows, but didn't record the brides. Classic blunder.
That
a lot of these things are
sucks.
horrific that only happen once.
Yeah, it is.
And you put a system in place to not let them happen again.
Yeah. Take off and land a drone, and somehow it hits a guest. You've got full control of the drone.
Yeah.
I think that's, you can avoid that.
Yeah, for sure. One of the guests had a stroke and fell backwards when the bride got to the altar.
Ooh. That's
See,
really
that
sad.
bothers me if I was the bride. Like, not to be petty, but like, it's my day, and now the
Yeah.
intention's on Uncle Jer,
Yeah.
who's like in the hospital, and I have to like act like I care.
Was it on this? Wait, what? You sound very, insensitive towards Uncle Jer. He has had a stroke.
If he was a Weisler, Uncle Jer Weisler, it would be like he would understand and he wouldn't want anyone to go.
Yeah.
It's not
it
his day.
I want to say it was this podcast, maybe last year when we first started. Do you remember us reading a story? Stop. Do you remember us reading the story about they were having a wedding in like this cabin and the dad or like the grandpa died and they didn't tell the bride? Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He died and
They
they didn't
told
tell
her
the bride
after,
until
they wanted
after
her
the
to her
ceremony.
day.
And then like ambulances started showing up. Oh, did you see $10K worth of gear and priceless footage getting stolen during reception in a foreign country? That's who we were talking about
Tickets
earlier.
are on sale for our Morocco workshop next year. Join us. Not hitting the record button is crazy. Man, some spooky stories there. We are going to wrap this up, though.
I
Nathan,
feel
what
like
is your scariest? What is your biggest fear? I'll put my host back on. What is your biggest fear for a wedding?
I don't know where my other hoof. I don't know where my other hoof is. Don't pinch your udders,
That's what they're for, Nathan.
please.
Supposed to
Have you ever milked a cow?
just at the Tillamook
Tillamook
factory. Fake cow.
Yeah, robotic plastic cow.
On my mission, I grabbed a cow's udder once, but
You
didn't
didn't-
milk it.
Didn't give it a pull.
The guy just let me.
Just touch the udder.
He's like, yeah, I just want to see what it feels like. I was like, sure. I was like, can I milk it? He's like, no. And so I didn't. So no. Anyway, scariest thing at a wedding?
Scariest thing that could happen at a wedding. Maybe not the scariest, but this actually happened from a guest's POV. Getting invited to a white wedding party and not getting the memo that it's a white wedding party and you show up in a
Kind of a
bright
racist wedding party.
orange dress.
Oh, attire.
Yeah, bright. Yeah.
Oh.
So everyone's wearing all white and you
Must
show
have
up
been the South.
in a bright orange dress and you're the only one.
That happened to you?
It was.
Oh,
it,
Don't know
no,
that.
it didn't happen to me. We were shooting a
Yeah.
wedding with.
Be so embarrassed.
Yeah, we were shooting a wedding in Lake Como, and the guest had a wedding party. And the day before the ceremony, they were just all wearing all white. And one girl who got invited as a +1, last minute, so I understood, showed up in a bright orange dress.
You
and
know
she
that
was,
boyfriend's hearing it, though.
yeah,
You know he's in trouble. Imagine being
Yeah.
a traffic cone in a sea of white.
yeah. And not kidding, she was the only person.
Of all the colors.
And I saw her face when she walked in, and it was just horrified.
Of all the colors. My wife
Yeah.
would have been horrified.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't
Would've
even
left.
She would have just left the boat.
Yeah. You could have gone neutral colors. Anything that kind of
No,
muted.
bright
but
orange.
bright orange is crazy.
Amongst a sea of just white.
More of a black and white guy with a splash of pink.
Yeah. See what you did there.
So yeah, my biggest fear. Yeah, I would say it's like always on me. Like it's something because I think anything that happened outside of my control, I'd be like okay with it, right? Because it's not
Yeah.
my responsibility. But my biggest fear would be missing a moment because it's
Yeah.
a live event. It could only happen once, and if you miss it, it's over.
Yeah. I would say sleeping through my alarm on the day of the wedding. Just not making it there.
That is actually a huge fear of mine too.
I'm terrified. Every night before a wedding, I just have the hardest time setting an alarm. I need verbal confirmation from other people.
Yeah.
It says the time it says.
Spooky days.
Spooky
Runaway
days.
cows. prancing, galloping our way towards the nearest luxury weddings to be milked of our talent and our expertise in the realm of wedding videography. Do you have a pass for me today, Nathan?
Oh, dude, I got some good passes.
Great. Oh no, my udder's just engorged.
These are actually very serious questions.
Okay.
That I
can do it.
Okay. All right. If you've made it this far in the episode,
We're sorry.
we're sorry, but this is the past. This is where we dedicate a couple minutes of just talking about some hot topics. Okay. So today, Jacob, this is the question of the past. I'm gonna try to do this as not
Is
rustly
your
as
fan
possible.
as loud as mine?
Mine sounds really loud.
Do you
and
hear mine?
I can't hear yours. I think
Okay, okay.
ours are just like in sync,
Okay.
so I can't hear yours. Okay, Jake. This is the question of the day for the past. Should a videographer be involved in posing the bridal couple, and if so, how much? How much should they be involved, if at all?
Good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there's two schools of thought. One, my first school of thought is like a collaborative effort. So communicate with the photographer and figure it out. We've had photographers who have asked us to do most of the posing because they like our movement style and they just want
Right.
to capture that. And they know we want movement, so they just kind of let us lead it and they jump in when they need to. More times than not, the photographer leads it and we just kind of jump in and say, hey, can I get that shot, or a variety of that shot, or hey, can I step in before we move on? I'd say generally it's the photographer's job. And
would
that's
agree
not me
with that.
taking a back seat. It's me saying that's typically their bread and butter.
Yeah.
And it's a posed session, whereas we're documenting like candid moments throughout the day. So I'll always let them take the lead and I'll
Yeah.
jump in and collaborate.
Yeah.
But I think they should lead it.
I agree.
don't know about percentage though.
I agree. Of course, there's going to be some
Always.
outliers. Sometimes you get hired as the videographer because you are like the vendor. They saw your video and they want you to capture it exactly as they saw it
Yeah.
on social media or like some viral piece you created. But for the most part, it's always going to be, I'd say, the photographer's lead job.
Yeah.
Now, as a videographer, we're not saying that you shouldn't pose as a videographer, you know?
Sure.
What do you? But I don't think any videographer ever should go into a portrait session thinking, all right, this is my time. I'm
Right.
going to get those gorgeous shots that I need.
And no videographer should also not hit record until the photographer's done.
Yeah.
I hate those videographers.
Yeah.
Like they wait for the photographer to be done with their shots so they can get theirs. I'm like, you should be working around them.
Yeah.
Even
Vast,
though the smiling at the camera ones for the photographer, shoot the details.
yeah. Vast majority of the times, the wedding photographer should be doing most of the posing,
Yeah.
and you collaborate around them.
Yeah. And again, at our weddings, most of the posing is an 8-minute window.
Yeah.
So it's really not that big of a deal.
No.
So she may take the first 5 minutes and we'll just kind of build off the last 3, you know?
Yeah, and those little posing moments are just supplemental
Yeah.
to the film. You already have your A-roll, you got your B-roll, you got your story. Just some quick supplemental shots. Don't obsess too much about it. Anyways, that was the pass.
Great pass.
Great response.
Luckily, we're dairy cows, so we'll never be killed for meat. Did you know that? I have a lot of cow
how do you know,
knowledge.
why do you know so much about cows?
Did you know the biggest marketing lie is the Chick-fil-A mascot? Because he's being threatened. Like the joke is that he's being threatened to be killed for a burger, you know? So
Yeah.
he's saying eat more chicken,
Right.
but he's a dairy cow,
And dairy cows aren't
not a
killed?
beef cow.
Dairy cows aren't killed for beef?
No.
Two different types of cattle?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense in my head.
So that's the joke
just-
is
I
that
still am
like
just
white
gonna-
spotted cows like us, not a threat. Not threatened.
By the beef industry.
There's
we're-
beef cattle ranchers.
But
They're
we're
usually
just being,
brown
but we're
cows.
being milked day in, day out.
Oh yeah. The women are.
Are there dude white and black cows?
No. Well yeah, but they don't have udders.
What do they do?
They
Are they beef cows?
Impregnate.
Are they?
I don't know.
Surely
Maybe
they're,
they're just
not
bulls.
just walking
They're
around.
probably just bulls. I don't know. I actually don't know that one. But I also know in Barnyard, the main character, remember Barnyard? The cartoon?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
He's a cow, a dairy cow with udders, which is incorrect.
I feel like I need to learn a lot more about cows after
No,
today.
you don't.
But I also want to know how you learned so much about cows.
Grew up in the Chick-fil-A homeland. Fun trivia is always around the corner.
That would explain why you knew
About
the
the
thing about
town's
Chick-fil-A.
mascot. Yeah.
Doesn't explain how you knew there were no such thing as current wild.
That came up like recently.
Cattle.
Twice from 2 different people. I was like, no way. Because I remember like someone else just told me that. And then this other person confirmed it. I looked it up and it was true.
Guys, tell if that's true.
There are no wild cows in this world.
Fact check it in the comments, please. Because I don't have the resources right now to live check. The dairy cow thing makes sense, but
What about the dairy cow thing?
that they're not killed for meat.
There's beef cows and dairy cows.
Yeah. Also, another huge lie is this whole grass-fed thing. Not a thing.
Okay, excuse me. I guess bison is considered a cow.
Bison's considered a cow. So where does that come in?
It's a wild
What
cow.
about bison? Oh, really?
Bison are wild, yeah. There's wild bison. But that's really it.
Isn't bison? I thought bison's more like a buffalo.
Other than
Isn't a bison a buffalo?
I guess it's a poor cow.
Showing our area.
It's a wild cat. It's cattle. It's in the cattle category.
A bison.
The cattle category. That's what it says.
Category.
But the only true wild cow is the gar, which is a wild cattle species found in the hilly regions of India and Myanmar because they worship the cows.
Oh.
So let them roam free.
Nowhere in the U.S. though. We like our
It's
cows.
really only in India and Myanmar. It's the only places in the world where there's wild cows. And here at Runaway Vows Studio,
I guess
a couple
we've
of
learned-
wild ones, huh?
I guess we've learned a couple of new things today, huh?
Should we do a udder touch before we?
No, we should not. I'm letting mine inflate back up.
All right,
How do you
guys.
say we wrap it up?
That is the official ending of the spooky episode of the Runaway Vows podcast.
Sorry about that one.
Cherish, if you did the entire thing on Apple Music. Crazy. You should do it on YouTube. Watch it.
Yeah, this one's more of a visual
We should have led with
episode.
that. All right.
Love
See you
you,
next
bye.
week.